Good morning and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. This is Erlengrat Flour Mill, whatever I'm calling it, episode 11. As you can see, it's May and we're just waking up in our new log cabin that we got an episode or two ago. And we're just going to walk around, take a look at some things, and decide what we want to do today. Here is our barley. It is growing. It is pretty much perfect. It's 95% yield bonus, fertilized at 100%. We didn't roll, we didn't mulch. That's why we're not at 100%, but otherwise looking good. This is our oat field, also 95 yield bonus, 100% fertilization. It's looking real nice. Kind of looks like the grass, but you can see it's just a little bit taller, but this will really come in. We shouldn't get any weeds on either of these fields because we plowed them both, so we're kind of sitting pretty there. Let's just take a look at this, and we're in May. We can't harvest the barley until June or July, and our oats should be in July as well. So hopefully we can just rent a harvester in July. Now if our oats aren't ready, we'll have to keep that harvester overnight until August, which could cost us some money, but we're just going to see what we can do there. So we've got kind of May and June to sort of sit around, I want to say. We've got some free time here. I don't think we have very much bread. Looks like 2 pallets. Let me just walk over there. So we've got these 2 pallets here that are ready to go, but not quite enough to load up. Our chickens are doing fine. Still have over 7,000 liters of food. We still have 11,000 liters of sorghum here, which is great. When we do start harvesting, I just realized we're going to have some trouble that we don't have a silo and all this sorghum is for the chickens. We're not going to be able to overload it all into this. So we're probably just going to have to get another trailer or dump this into our flour mill, but then we can't get it out. But then we can probably feed the chickens barley if we're getting that. And then of course our eggs, we have, you know, another pallet and a half here, which is about what we're getting a day, roughly. And we've got 8,000, almost 9,000 liters of eggs here, but if you jump in the tractor, that's only 44% full. So we've got a little bit of space in there where we're not dying to get these eggs off of the production point here. Let me just check the egg price while we're at it. Whoops, eggs, I don't think they're ready yet. Price is going up, almost 2,000, 1,976, so that's good. But we're in May. It looks like they'll jump up again in June, and maybe even a little in July, drop off in August, and then ramp up for November. So if we don't need this cart for anything else, we can just leave until November and get a big payday then when it's closer to 2,500. Or we can sell this half in June or July and then build up again for a second sale in November. We'll just see how our money is running at that point to decide what makes the most sense for us there. So we're not ready to sell eggs. We're not ready to sell bread. I was going to think about mowing today, but as you can see, like this grass could be mowed. But you see these little parts that I missed. Last time we did the margins that have the wildflowers in it. I really would like to see it all at this level before we mow because we get more out of it then. So we're kind of between things right now. So we only own the 2 fields. Now, I did talk about this last episode. I'm pretty sure that we're going to do it once we get there. We currently own field 14, or excuse me, 15 and 16, but 14 is also planted with barley, would also be able to be harvested the next month or two, and would give us this nice section of the map right here. So I kind of really like that, but of course it's 304,000, which we don't have. We only have 67,000. So that's a thing. But we're not ready to buy it until it's ready to be harvested. So I think we're just going to wait on that for now. So what I'm actually really tempted to do is, obviously we'll have to take out a loan for that, and we've got this extra time. I really, really like this giant grass field here. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It is huge. Um, our most profitable crop to this point has been silage bales. Just flat out, when we had field 15 all done up nice, and then we did the margins, we got almost 4 trailer loads full. That was like $100,000 in silage bales. That's what we need. I mean, the bread's nice, the flour's nice, the eggs are nice. Those will get us there eventually. But in the meantime, we need some more silage, and we have just the margins, and they're not quite grown up to where we can, have the wildflowers on them and get the most out of them, like these little patches that are here. So we're actually going to jump down. We left our mowing tractor, our McCormick, down here with our header, which we can't pick up yet. The reason the header's still sitting here is I can't put it on a header trailer without renting a harvester, because I just can't lift it. So we're not renting a harvester because that's going to cost us $15,000 like it did last season until we're ready to harvest. So I talked to the dealership. They said it was fine to leave it there for another couple of months. We'll run a harvester from them for harvest time here in July, and then we'll pick it up, put it on a header trailer, bring it out. So we do own that header. We're just going to obviously rent the New Holland that goes with it and go from there. So here's our roundabout. Here's the entrance between 14 and 15. And since we're here, let me jump out. So this is the other field I want to buy. It's barley. It's growing. It's more advanced than our barley, I think, because it's got the tops. It's 98% yield bonus and 100% fertilized. Pretty sure we're going to buy this field and harvest it and make that part of our farm. So, but we're not ready to do that yet. There's no point in buying it 2 months early. We just want to buy it as soon as it's harvestable so that that farmer doesn't accidentally harvest it before we can. So up here though, let me just show you this field, this giant grass field. So what I'm thinking is, why don't we borrow the money we're going to need for field 14 now, but since we've got 2 months where we don't have anything to do, just look at all this grass. There's got to be at least 200 bales of silage off of here. I mean, it is just huge, and it is slightly more than the field we're going to buy, but not by much. So we could certainly borrow some cash since we're taking out the loan anyway and get a cut off of this. So I think that's what we're going to do in May and in June, unless something drastically changes. But this is like so much grass. I don't even know if I can get it all mowed and cut and baled and all that in time. So I'm like halfway up, and that was huge. And then it's got all this stuff up here too. So I think we honestly would probably just do this in sections, because if I tried to do the whole thing at once, it would take forever. So that's what I'm thinking to get us by. Well, that's kind of a nice view of our fields down there too. You can see the edge of our barn, you can see the mountains, and you can see this grass field. So that's really nice. So why don't I just do this now, and then I will start mowing and we will go from there. And I'm going to attempt a little bit more editing in episode 11 here, and I'm going to try to time-lapse some of this mowing, because this is hours and hours of mowing. So we will see what that looks like. But what you guys care about is this. We have zero loan right now and $67,000. We need $380,000 to buy this. So we're just going to borrow $350, I want to say. That's 200. $3, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and $350. So we're going to borrow $350. That interest is going to kill us, but we'll make it back in silage, I'm pretty sure. And we're just going to straight up, whoops, buy this field for $380. Yes. And that's kind of a nice section of our farm too. Obviously we won't be able to keep it for now, but if we buy it, cut it, sell it back, buy field 14, harvest that, we can hopefully from those two sales keep field 14, pay off this loan, and try to get this field back in the future, or sell 14 off again and come back down here and try to buy this. But I would like to keep 14 once we get it, so we'll just see how much we can make. So I'm going to stop this video here for a little bit, and hopefully if my editing skills work out, you'll see some time lapses in a moment. Alright, thanks for hanging in there, and I'll check back with you once we've got some mowing done. Alright. So now we've got the mowers hooked up, and we're taking this road that kind of twists and turns up into the mountains here around this grass field. I do want to kind of head part of the way up, maybe, you know, half or a third of the way up the mountain, and then sort of mow downhill, because these mowers might struggle, or this tractor might struggle to pull both of these mowers uphill while they're running. And as you can see, it's pretty twisty here, so we're just going to find a nice kind of flat spot and go east to west across this, rather than going up and down the hill, to make it a little bit easier on the mowers. And this is a pretty nice clearing here, so we're going to see if this, yeah, it looks pretty flat going straight. Check out the map. This would take us straight across and probably hit that tree outcropping in the middle. Let's just head a little bit farther south and get squared up on our compass. We're looking for right around 90 degrees, and we will go ahead and start our line here. I think this is about a third of the way up this grassy area. Like I said, this is just a huge swath of grass. But this should be enough for today to at least get us started. So far, so good. As I said, there's a lot of grass on this field. You may have seen me do this in the time lapse once or twice already, but I just lift up the mowers and I drive to the top of the hill because it is slow cutting grass uphill in this. So when we got these steep parts of the hill like that, I'm going to actually just drive up here and then head downhill. Actually, what is our angle here? 350 to almost 360. I'm wondering if I should just cut this thing in half. Yeah, why not? We're experimenting, we're having fun. It's this hill up here I was worried about trying to cut up. I can barely drive up it at 10 miles an hour without the mowers down, so yeah, 8, 7. So we're gonna just back up here and start cutting the field down this way, and that will help us. Let's see, where's our 360? Something like this. So we're going to go ahead and just run down the hill like so, and we'll run up and down this section a couple of times. Just wanted you to kind of know what I was doing in case it wasn't clear, because it does look a little funny to drive around without the mowers, but man, there's so much grass on this field, and I think we're even going to leave like little inlets like this to the left, just uncut, and not even really mess with them. We'll just start cutting it up this way. And then we'll just come down here and then catch a line back up the hill and kind of do that a couple of times to avoid that steep part. So we just hop back in right here. I mean, it certainly is taking some time, but it's not taking quite as much time as I was afraid it might, so feeling good about it. Anyway, I'm going to cut back out and finish getting this cut up, and then we'll get the baler done and see if we want to continue up the field to the next section here in a little bit. Alright, well, I'll check back with you guys later. and we'll get these implements here folded up, put the mower away. That was quite a bit of mowing, and we only did the bottom half of the field, but that's okay. I think this will be enough for today given the time. Real time, this took me a little bit under an hour, so about 55 minutes, something like that, to get these sections mowed, this bottom part of the field. We still need to get it baled and then picked up, so I don't want to run out of daylight, which is why I didn't want to necessarily continue with mowing any more of this field. Let's just get some bales off. I think we're going to have a lot of bales just from this section that we just did. Going to go ahead and get the mower parked up here and left by the field. And actually I'm curious about what the horsepower is for that baler and if the Zetter can pull it. So let's just see what we've got here. Yep, the Zetter, nope, don't sell it. The Zetter is 171, I think it was, and this only requires 140, so that should work. Catch you guys in the next one.